Hey folks, Arlie with Bike Shop Girl. Today I am biking over to the library to drop off a couple books. And when I put this helmet on my head and opened up my Lumos app, realized that there was an update. And geez, did it improve this smart helmet. So on my head right now is the Lumos Ultra Smart Helmet. It integrates with the Lumos Firefly smart lights. It has a remote, it has turn signals, it can have automatic brake light, and they just updated the Apple Watch, making this helmet for $120 by far the best deal for smart bike helmets with lights. So I need to do a little cut through to the library and I'll share with you some of the key features I love about this helmet and why now with this update, it's probably going to become my go-to city bike helmet. Very glad that the GSD is stable so I can ride off-road one-handed going uphill. I love the cut-throughs in my neighborhood and community. They keep me off the roads and cut through some nonsense streets. So let's drop off these books and head home so I can show you everything I love about this helmet. Here's my bike up library drop. The best is when my kids are on the back and just can drop off. Before we leave, I want to show you how beautiful is that bike parking at my local library. It's very easily accessible from the bike path if you know how to get there. All right, we made it home safe and sound. It's such a beautiful day to be running errands by bike. It's the end of October and fall is in perfection right now here in North Carolina. It's also a great time to be talking about lighting for your bike and just adding some additional visibility as the days get shorter. As I mentioned on my bike ride, I want to go over the key features that I love and a few that I don't like of the Lumos Ultra, which has really become my go-to everyday helmet. Everything from city biking to road biking. I no longer do ultra long road bike rides. If I did, this probably is on the heavier side for that, but we'll jump in to what makes this helmet special and what things I hope they improve in the future. There's a lot of things to cover, so make sure to look below for chapters. First, going to break this down into the non-smart helmet features and then the smart features that you unlock when you connect this to your helmet. So the first thing to go over is a look of this. It's definitely more of a road bike style helmet with lots of ventilation. I've used it on a mountain bike trail just fine, and I personally ride with it with this little additional visor. The visor does Velcro in. It's very comfortable, but I love it for somebody like me with glasses. It helps with a lot of the light glare that comes through from the sun. This helmet is available in two different fits, a non-MIPS and a MIPS. I have two of these in the MIPS setup. I do want to buy one without MIPS just to see how the fit feels. This helmet has integrated lights, which means you can't replace them. The battery is not replaceable, but it's a nice streamlined system. You do not need to connect it to an app to unlock the lights. You're going to have white lights on the front and then red lights on the back to the side. These red lights also can be turned into turn signals if you use the app or a remote. It comes in 3 different sizes in that non-MIPS and MIPS and a bunch of different colors. For the weight, mine with the visor in a size medium is 385 grams, which to me, for the integrated lights, which I run all the time, even on road bike rides in the daytime, I am totally fine with the weight. If I was doing rides over 2 hours, I would want something lighter, like the new Lumos Ultra Fly helmet. That is just a basic, fancy, lightweight road helmet that you can add a light to the back. I'm a huge fan of adding lights to your helmet. I can't say it enough. There are things that aesthetically I wish were different. I don't like the foam is exposed, but I assume they did that for some weight factor. But I find that it gets beat up and I just don't like how it looks. I like the colors. I backed it on Kickstarter, so there wasn't as many colors available then. On the back, you're gonna find your charging port, which is a USB-C, and it lights up to know when it's charging and when it's fully charged. The button at the top has a little cutout, so you can find it fairly easily when the helmet's on your head and you're fumbling around. What's also really nice is it gives you an audible cue when you're turning it off or on. This is super nice. Not all helmets with lights do this. I love it because I often go into stores and I want to turn the light off, and when I come back out, I want to turn it back on without having to like pull off my phone or something to look in selfie mode to see if my lights are on. The battery life is 4 to 10 hours depending on the light pattern. I will note it is not replaceable battery, so keep that in mind, take care of it. I know Lumos is thinking about it because they have a new helmet coming out on Kickstarter that has a replaceable battery. So hopefully they'll update the Ultra line to include that replaceable battery. I mentioned the visor. There are a couple of different accessories you can get for this. There's the visor. There's also a bug net inside. I personally don't run it, but if you live somewhere with a lot of gnats or mosquitoes or bees, maybe, it might be nice for you. Now let's move over to the smart features. This helmet connects to my phone using the Lumos app. It's the same app that I use for all of their helmets and their Firefly lights that I recently reviewed. If you don't want to use an app with your helmet, that's fine. You don't have to. It comes out of the box working just fine with the supplied remote for left and right turn signals, and you can just ride. It's not a big deal. But if you want to unlock some of the features, like pairing with the Firefly lights, having an automatic brake light with the upgraded remote, syncing with a bunch of other helmets for team sync, all of those features need to be unlocked through the app. And the last smart feature that just recently got an update is the Apple Watch integration. And what this does is when I have my helmet on, my Lumos app running, and using the Lumos Watch app, I can use hand signals and it will make the turn signals activate. I love it. It works really well. I've been testing it out the last couple of days, and it's actually what prompted me to make this video. There's two main reasons I love it. One, it just works. And then two, while I love the remote, it definitely isn't secure. The little rubber bands do break, and I've had one stolen. But I use a lot of different bikes. I use bike share. I use scooters. I have a lot of bikes, and I don't want to remove that remote and move it around all of them. So I love that the integration is now in my watch, and I don't have to maybe open up the Lumos app to use the left and right. Let's talk about price. At the time of recording this, the non-MIPS version is $102. This includes all the smart features, the basic remote and charging cable, really everything most people will want. The MIPS version is $128, and then the MIPS bundle, which comes with upgraded remote, bug net, visor, and some other things, is $162. And that's crazy. Even without the smart features, that pricing competes with all the other just integrated light helmets. And then you have the smart features, and it just unlocks and blows all the competition out. There are new ones coming from Kickstarter, but they aren't here yet. So if you're looking for something going into the winter, I highly suggest checking out this Ultra helmet. If you want something with a little bit more lighting and a visor, check out their e-bike version, which I've done a video overview and I'll link to it below. As I said at the top of this video, I have a lot of smart helmets in, and they all have different cool features. The Unit 1 Pharaoh has crash detection. The Sienna helmet that I'm trying, I can talk to my wife and kids really easily. But if I'm just looking for myself and added visibility, the Lumos Ultra, for the weight of it, the features, especially if you want to sync to those Firefly lights, and now the price, can't be beat. If you have one of these helmets, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. If you have a different smart helmet, would love to hear that as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. Stay well, stay good, and remember to bike more and worry less. Peace.